Bonjour à tous. Alors, vous savez qu'on va faire un événement avec nos amis, la AMCDD, sur l'accès à l'énergie. Et puis, en préambule, sur le pavillon d'énergie 1050 et de nos amis AMCDD, on est très enchantés d'accueillir le ministre de l'Environnement du Pérou, qui, pour la mémoire, a fait l'ouverture de la conférence 20 à Lima à l'époque. Et on est enchanté de vous avoir. I will give in English. So we are more than happy to welcome you here. And if you can give some words as an introduction topic about renewable energy access, globally speaking.
Thank you. Thank you very much for this opportunity. It is an honor to be here in the Energy 2050 Pavilion to talk about the great opportunity that we have in our hands to move energy, renewable energy, energy access, and energy efficiency toward a carbon-neutral, sustainable world. Let me give this introductory remark by saying that we should recognize that we are now in an implementation time. We are implementing the Paris Agreement, and we have heard that for this implementation time, we should raise ambition. But that are two concepts that could be understood as empty and are not empty. Has a lot of content. Because we know that if we want to and wish to implement the Paris Agreement, what we should do first, it is to define the rules for that implementation. And that rules are going to be related to the NDCs. And the NDCs, it is the most strong mechanism to make the Paris Agreement more gradually enforceable. So that is a key element. How can we translate the concept of implementation and how can we translate the concept of raise ambition into something concrete? Concrete and that could be applied domestically. That is my first idea. So sure, the most important sector that needs to be addressed, it is the energy one. And to move the energy sector toward a carbon neutral economy, we have a huge task in front of us. What I am trying to say, first, we need surely to end coal soon. Because by having coal, it is as to trying to combat an alcoholism problem with more alcohol. So we cannot solve alcoholism with more alcohol as we cannot face climate change with more coal. So we need to define a clear time frame to end and phase out coal. And to do that, we need to recognize that when we talk about coal, we do need to address the health consequences of having coal. We do need to work in just transition. That is really important because coal it is related to employment. We do need to address the issue of sensitive areas in which most of the coal mines are located in countries as, for example, in Colombia. We do need to address through the climate diplomacy, the issue among some others. So that is our first task. A second task, it is more related to the need to develop the rules for a carbon pricing policies and elimination of subsidies for the fossil fuels. That are key elements because we do need to create the ground for having more active renewable energy policies. So we do need to define clearly carbon pricing policies to eliminate the subsidies and on the other hand, to define domestically strong policies for promoting renewable energies. So that is a key element. And the third, sure, it is related to the renewable energies itself, the energy efficiency and the energy access. Fortunately, in case of renewable energy, the world has shown in countries as in India, as in China, among some others, that are a strong alternative that can create jobs more fast than the traditional fossil fuels industry. It is also a sector that have already shown that its prices have dropped a lot in the last 5 to 10 years. So the opportunity of the renewable energies are there, but we do need to work in on-grid and off-grid policies. Because if we are seeking to assure universal access to energy, we do need to think how much by renewable energy we can assure through off-grid facilities that access. That moves me to the energy efficiency. And in the energy efficiency, we have gotten through the Kigali Amendment a huge opportunity to promote energy efficiency. Because energy efficiency, it is related to all kinds of appliances. It is related to our ability to cut emissions related to HFCs. So the point of having energy efficiency as a key element of the energy package, it is also really important. And the third, it is the universal access to energy, in which, again, let me reiterate the need to have off-grid facilities, but also we do need to connect universal access to energy to two important concepts: adaptation and SDGs. If we are able to align the SDGs and the adaptation task with the universal access to energy, we are going to get traction to move our agenda forward in a very active way. So these are just some ideas, introductory remarks. Thank you very much for inviting me. Unfortunately, after this, I have to go to some other event, but it has been a pleasure to me. Thank you very much.
Thank you.